These are the two offcuts that I was talking about that I had left over from the job I did. Just 2 bits of wood. And what I noticed is when you put them together, they don't slip. Like, they won't go sideways, they will go that way. And that's because they've got all these little grooves. I don't know if you can see them there. They've got all these little grooves. And those little grooves gave me the idea. So I'm going to cut a piece of this foil just as a sample, just to show you. Whoops, knocking everything around. There you go. And I place this piece of foil there. Make sure it's as square as I can get it, otherwise you've got to trim it later. And I take the second piece of wood and I put it on the unit and just slide it backwards and forwards like that. Backwards and forwards like that. And there you have it. Can you see that in the glitter? Perfect corrugated iron. Perfect. Because when you cut it down, you cut it down to small sheets like this, and it will resemble corrugated iron on your model. And I've made these 6 and 7 foot sheets. Whoa, come back here. They're very, very light. 6 and 7 foot sheets. I've made a whole heap of them with this jig before I decided to make this into a video. So that's what it turns out like. You can see all the grooves in it. And then, of course, I got a knife or a scissor. It doesn't seem to wreck the corrugates because it's quite thick. Whoops, better make that square. Like that. And about 6 foot. Pick that back up. Cut the edges off. You can make it as big as you like, of course. And I cut it down the ridge. And I cut it down the ridge. And I have 2 more sheets of corrugated iron. I think that's great. Now, I stumbled across this. I was walking around in Bunnings. Oh, I shouldn't say Bunnings. I was walking around in a hardware store and I saw this timber. And I noticed that it had the grooves in it, and I asked the attendant, why does it have grooves all the way around the 4 sides like that? And it's because it's non-structural timber. Non-structural timber is identified by putting these grooves all the way around. So that's a real win for us model railroaders, kit bashers and scratch builders, because this gives us real corrugated iron to put on our sheet. And of course there's many ways and many ways of painting up the iron before you put it on. Jason Jenkins, Luke Towan, there's so many of them that have that process. And they have the process where they rub the 2 sticks together to create to create iron roofing. But I've never seen anybody just use a couple of offcuts straight off the street like that. I mean, it's amazing. Now, this timber comes in 3-meter lengths, and it's what we call 3x2 or 2x3, depending on what part of the world you're in. And that enables you to have endless amounts of jigs, and it's $3.80 for 3 meters. You're going to use a lot of jigs to make $3.80. Now, I worked out how many sheets of iron will I get from this roll of, some call it industrial alfoil, some call it barbecue alfoil, but it's about 10 times thicker than the normal alfoil, and I got that from the same chain of stores, and it was $10. And I calculated how many sheets of iron this size would I get out of that roll. Guess what? 2.7 million sheets of scale roofing iron in HO. Of course, you could use that for HO or even N, or find a piece with a bigger groove and use that for N. So I won't take the camera into the hardware store and show you where it was. You all know what a hardware store looks like. You all know what 3x2 or 2x3 looks like. It's called timber or lumber or very thick strip wood, whatever you want to call it. But it's absolutely brilliant. I'll tip these out on the blue so you can see them there. There they are. And I've got absolutely heaps of them over here, all different sizes that I've been making ever since I discovered this way of doing it, this piece of timber. So all the best in your modelling. Have a great time. I just like to say that I'm a member of the Logan District Model Railroad Club and also the National Model Railroad Association Asian Reason, and it's really great to join a club. You really learn a lot, and you've got someone to share your ideas with, and if you have a problem, you know that you can go to another club member or a group of club members and have your problem solved, whether it's, well, or whatever is whatever. And happy scratch building, as I do. And this is, I think this would probably be my 5th video that I've actually made, and I hope you enjoyed how to do that. You can buy that at the hardware store, $3.80, and you've got unlimited jigs to make unlimited amounts of corrugated iron, and it's $10 for a full roll, which will give you 2.7 million sheets of scale ironing roof. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you watching this video. Well, it doesn't matter if you don't watch it, because I won't know you haven't watched it, will I? And I won't know you will watch it unless you like and subscribe. I have a lot more videos coming out. One is how to keep all your tools in the right place all the way around your railroad, all the way around your bench work and all the rest. It's a great little idea. I have it in my workshop, and now I have it all the way around the edges of my railroad, because I never know what tool I'm going to need when. And let's face it, our benches get totally clogged up with tools and nails and glue and whatever we're using. We put it, and we seem to put them on the actual layout themselves, and that could damage. So this system is a way that you don't put anything on your bench work at all. I hope you like it.